Mark 16, verses 1 through 8. The resurrection of Jesus. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Salome, brought spices, so that they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. They had been saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance to the tomb?" When they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had already been rolled back. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man, dressed in a white robe, sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. But he said to them, "Do not be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has been raised. He is not here. Look, there is the place they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Okay, so let's unpack these 8 verses. So when the Sabbath was over, so remember, Sabbath runs from Friday sundown until Saturday sundown. So this is Sunday is the new day, and we have Mary Magdalene and Mary. They are coming to the body of Jesus, so they can anoint him. They can honor the body of the rabbi. And when they get there, remember it's the first day of the week. So the Sabbath is the seventh day, so Sunday would be the first day of the week. So they get there, and they're worried about how they're going to open up the tomb, because they know that the stone has been sealed shut, as we learned in Matthew's gospel account. When they get there, they see that the stone, which, as we mentioned earlier, was very large, has been rolled back. They see a young man. Many people say that this young man is probably an angel. I'm inclined to agree. And they're a little bit surprised. They don't know what's going on. But he says, "Do not be alarmed. I know you're looking for Jesus of Nazareth. He has been raised. He is not here." All right, so let's see if we can remember all the way back to chapter 14, verse 27, 28. What did Jesus say he was going to do after he rose from the dead? Well, I'm not going to make you go and look it up. Let's have a look ourselves. He says, "You will all fall away," Jesus told them, "for it is written, 'I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered.' We know this happened. All but one of the apostles scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee." Jesus already told them all his plans. He said, "I will be risen, and then I'm going straight to Galilee." Well, here we are. Verse 7. "But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going ahead of you to Galilee, just as he said." I think it's interesting that it says here, "Go tell his disciples and Peter." Peter is given a special name check. And I think it's already we're seeing that Peter is very much taking on that leadership role, even though just 2 days before he had rejected Jesus 3 times. He denied him 3 times. We have Peter still being thought of as the leader of the group. And so they are to go to the disciples, yes, but specifically to Peter to let them know that Jesus has been risen. When we look in John's gospel account, we see that Peter and John were together when they're told by Mary Magdalene that Jesus has been risen, and they rush to the tomb. And once again there we see that John, who makes a very good point of he really, really wants to make sure that everybody knows for the next 2,000 years that he ran faster than Peter and he got there first. But he waited. He didn't enter the tomb to see what was going on until Peter had joined him. Because once again, although you could say that he's being arrogant and boastful that he got there first, he still recognizes Peter's role as the leader. And so he allows Peter to go in and investigate first. So there we are. We're getting very near the end now. I think the next video will be probably our last one. So I hope you're all caught up.